Alright, thanks for tuning in, guys. It's another day and it looks like it's some more Overwatch. So thanks for tuning in. You guys will have to bear with me. I've actually got the hiccups. So, this will be an interesting video to watch. When we first started off here, we actually started playing as Hanzo. I believe that's... Wow, sorry guys. We started off playing it as the guy with the bow, and for some reason the microphone on my camera is completely sensitive, so I'm going to try and not overload the microphone here on this, hopefully. So this video is going to be a tad bit late because I spent the day watching Jacksepticeye and Markiplier, and then I realized I should probably stop watching them and start making my own video. Yeah, so there was that, and as you can see here, we sort of get kind of a halfway pwned as playing as Hanzo here, and this first game actually doesn't go that well. So spoiler alert, so don't quite fry me there. And so we end up actually losing this game, but the next game actually goes really, really well. We have like this really good defensive team going on that second game. So, if anybody knows the cures for Hiccup, please go ahead and leave that in a comment in the comments below. So I had never really played with Hanzo before, and I kind of figured he has like this, since he has a superpowered bow, I figured you'd probably want to play him the same way as you did with the bow from Battlefield 4, where you're going around corners, you sort of, draw the bow and you get ready to snapshot wherever you can. I think it was called like the Phantom Bow or something like that from Battlefield. But as you guys can see here, the gameplay kind of goes sort of a tad bit horrible playing as Hanzo. I believe I eventually switch out of him and go to Bjorn, I think it's called. The guy with the hammer and the turrets. So, but yeah, as you can see here, we're kind of sucking on it. And I really got to learn how to use him, because I think if you can actually learn to properly use him and his bow, then he'll be a pretty viable character. I know I've been killed with him, the times that I've actually played. So that's how do I say, a working project. We do manage to shut a couple people down with him here, so that's good, which means we've got to start. We've got something to work with there. Now, I was doing some thinking about it now that I'm married, and I was wondering, what kind of adventures you could really have after you're married, because when you're first starting dating, that's an adventure all in itself, you're new and you're sort of learning everything, and then you sort of start living together, and that's an adventure all in itself, But once you get married, what happens after that? Where's the adventures outside of something like kids or, something to that note? But no, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some kind of adventure somewhere for that. Anyways, fingers crossed, and, I guess whatever life throws at you is an adventure, and I guess that sort of gives me a bit of a new idea for the YouTube thing, is it's kind of not just about rediscovering any passions anymore, it's sort of an adventure all in itself, or it's sort of my adventure after, after being married and stuff like that. I was thinking about doing something on the channel, it's no secret that I really do enjoy fishing and stuff like that. So I was thinking about doing like some kind of fishing report on the channel whenever I get the chance. So yeah, for the first part of this one here, I actually play as Torbjorn? whoever that guy. Well, actually, no. I consider it, and then I noticed we didn't have any tanks, so I end up switching over to Reinhardt. And I cannot play Reinhardt for the life of me. So all this here is going to be complete fail throughout here. So please, please don't crucify me for this part. It does get better. I will tell you guys that it does get better. I end up playing as Bjorn for a little, not Bjorn, Reinhardt here for a while. Notice, I'm not doing too well when I switch off to someone else. Eventually, towards the end of the match, I actually switch over to Soldier 76. Thankfully, they didn't name him Soldier 69 because then that would just be horrible. And we actually do pretty good at that point. We actually have like this nice sort of solid defense down at the last part of the map, which is really, really good. We end up teaming up with a Bastion, and we rock some face from there. But no, that's sort of the story of it thus far. You guys just have to see the gameplay. Now, this is actually a map I don't think I've really played on that much. And, yeah, we end up having this complete fail here in a second. Well, not here in a second, but eventually we do. Where we end up Reinhardting right off the cliff. It's sort of one of those, Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner moments. So, you guys will get a kick out of that. I know I did when it did. It was a complete fail on my part, but I still got a nice laugh out of it, so. And as you guys can see, we're still failing hard at Reinhardt. Yeah, like, something that I noticed about Reinhardt that I don't really like about him is he's so super slow. Which, you can kind of expect that because he's, like, this giant tanky character. Ah, here we go. And yoink, and there we go, right off the cliff. And that was just freaking hilarious. And, I ended up getting the kill cam for killing myself there, but we charged right off the cliff. So there was that. That was pretty funny about this match. And then here I eventually say, you know what, forget it. We're not doing that well, so I'm just going to switch out to a different character. And I end up switching out to Bjorn, or Jaborni. Bjorn, Bjorn, whoever this person is. Which I've heard he's pretty good. And I've used him a couple times, and it did pretty good on that. So first off, I eventually just set up the turret here, because I figured they're going to be coming around that corner anyway, so it'd be a good spot for the turret to just sort of soften them up or chew them up. And eventually I thought it was a good idea, and it sort of ended up failing towards the end. So after that, I actually eventually just switch over to Soldier 76, 79, this soldier guy, and then we do a lot better from there, so yay. Yeah, we actually end up taking out that tracer there with that. My turret eventually gets destroyed, so then I just pop back out there and then set that up. I sort of went with the sentry nest method that you'd normally do in like a Team Fortress 2 or something like that, where you find a good spot, you buckle the turret down, and you just sort of camp out and let all your electronics do the work there. And it works for a little bit until the whole team kind of starts showing up. Yeah, and we actually take out that Reaper there, which was actually pretty nice. But now this video is actually going to be a little bit shorter, since it was like a few like quick games and stuff like that. Yeah, and here I get sniped by the Hanzo like an idiot. But oh well, we get even. We get even. Our team does pretty good. I do promise you guys that. There will be some good gameplay coming up here pretty soon. That is if I can live through this video without, having an asthma attack or, dying of the hiccups. So. Yeah, and something about his turns, it really doesn't do that good until you can get him up to level 2, which pretty much you have to find a good defensive point, set up the turret, and then, you know, sort of keep it alive while it's chewing everybody up. Now, to Tabajorni's, Tabajuna Tuga whoever this guy is here, I still have to learn a lot more about his ultimate. I really don't know much of what I can do with it. And then that Reaper sort of pops his ultimate there and everybody shuts him down, so that really wasn't that big of an issue. Yeah, and then here our turret starts to do a little bit of doing some good, and it starts sort of picking people up off the point. And then it sort of gets us closer to winning this one here. So all in all, it was sort of a win some, lose some event. Or a win some, lose some game. Yeah, and something I was wondering about that is how does Tracer actually shut him down that fast? Yeah, here's where I just say, you know what, forget it, I'm going back to my basics, and I'm playing Soldier 76. And from here, we actually start doing pretty good. I actually do die a few times in this. At this point, I figured I'll just sit up here, sort of poke at everybody, and sort of just give them some support from the bridge there. And we actually dodged one of D.Va's ultimates. And then I noticed there's a healer hiding around that corner there, but I really couldn't do much there. And then, yeah, this Reaper shuts us down before I can pop him with a grenade. So, yeah, there was that. Which sucked. And then she brings me back to life, which is pretty good. Those revives, the heals. And then I sort of noticed that Roadhog up there and figure there might be some way of getting rid of him. But he sort of gets away. Well, actually, he goes down there. And then there's Tracer, and I remember, yeah, that's actually where we get even with her. And then I just sort of drop the hill there. You know, something I think you always have to remember with Soldier 76 is he has a heal. So it's always good if you take some damage or, you know, you have like this really hard battle, it's always good to fall back, heal up, and then jump back into the fray. And there we're sort of dealing with D.Va and her shield. And then I actually sort of hang up here for a little bit longer, and then actually, you know, sort of poke at everybody. And there they have two D.Vas, and this is where it gets pretty good, because we actually managed to keep them in this sort of choke point. Me and that other Soldier 76, and I think there's a couple more folks that come out there, and then we managed to sort of shut them down from there. I have his ultimate, so I actually end up popping that, and it sort of gets us like some good sort of kills here on the two D.Vas. And then the Widowmaker comes around the corner, and then there's a revive for all of those guys, and they pop back out, but we shut them down pretty easily. This part here was actually pretty nice because we had like this really good sort of defensive team on the point there. And here pretty soon I'm actually going to team up with the Bastion in the corner there, and together we just sort of keep everybody taken care of. And then Tracer gets us back, but oh well. And I'm just going to stare at you creepily here for a little bit, and then I'll actually include some cricket noises on top of this too. Okay. Yeah, and there's another Soldier 76 there, and I come around here, pop my heal back up, and then I jump back out there. That part there was actually a little bit difficult because we were kind of getting caught in a crossfire. And as you can see here, I failed horribly at getting away from D.Va's self-destruct ultimate. And then there's the heals, and I just run over here, get back away from it. But yeah, this part here was actually pretty good because the entire team was playing defensively on the point, which worked out pretty nicely. Really did. We don't really get, I don't think we get on the board or we get the player of the game, but this last bit was actually a really good game here, and that Reaper just sort of falls off the map. But no, I've actually been, besides the gameplay, excuse me, I've actually been thinking about, you know, what kind of adventures you can have after marriage and all of that stuff. You know, I don't want to end up turning into like some, you know, sort of cranky old man, never doing anything else with my life. So, and then I have this ultimate there. I pop it and then nobody shows up, which kind of sucked there, but hey, we were doing pretty good. The two, I and the other player playing the Soldier 76, we did actually a pretty good job of dropping our heals down on the point, which sort of nicely sort of healed everybody up and kept everybody there on the point and sort of helped everybody's survivability. And there's a Reaper there, and I actually ended up like grenading him in the face, which was actually pretty nice. And where are we at? A few seconds left. Alright, so I'll go ahead and end it here. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you liked it, make sure you check out the channel and the other videos. All those links will be in the description below. We actually ended up going over into a little bit of some overtime here, but it doesn't really last that long. And there you guys go. We lost one, and we actually ended up winning one, which was pretty nice. So, thanks for tuning in, guys. If you liked the video, drop the like. Make sure you leave a comment. And as always, check everything out. All the links are in there. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll end the episode here. Stay safe. And as always, guys, I will leave a like.